Hare Krishna. Welcome to Śrīmad Bhāgavatam discussion. Very happy to once again be here and continue the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam discussion. This is the most favorite part of my week, I think. So we will start with we will start with Mangalacharan. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, great. Okay, please do Mangalacharan very nicely in your at your end with mute, but please do it as nicely as possible. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. Okay, then let us do the invocation verses. Our most respectful obeisances to Shri Shukadev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj and Shri Suta Goswami and Shaunakadi Rishis. If possible, you can say after me, and if nobody repeats, then I will repeat just at my end. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudirayet
Tato Jayamudirayet
Ashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Ashtaprayesha Vavadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavate Shloke
Bhavati Naisthiki
Bhaktir Bhavti Nashtiki
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nanda Gopakumaraya
Nanda Gopakumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Thank you, Makant Prabhu. Okay. All right. So we are here to discuss 10.23, a very beautiful chapter. And let us continue. So we covered 7 verses so far. And what happened in these verses is that one time Krishna and Balram ji were grazing the cows, and they went off in a different direction to a new place. But Lord Krishna had a specific plan in mind. And basically the idea was to give blessings, or to give the transcendental, pleasure, the spiritual pleasure to the wives of the Brahmanas. So Lord Krishna had a whole plan in mind, and he told the boys felt hungry. It was afternoon time. They had come far away. They couldn't go back home to get food. For some reason, this day they didn't bring their own food. And Lord Krishna said, nearby there is the yajna going on. Go to the Brahmanas and beg for some food. Tell them that Krishna and Balaram have sent you. And so the boys went, but they were severely, and so that we will see today what happens. But after going, they very, very respectfully paid obeisances, paid their pranams to the Brahmanas, glorified them, and very respectfully they asked for some food. So that is where we had stopped. So let us see what happens. So we will go slowly, like I was saying last time. There is no rush. The goal is to relish Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, and if we are able to relish Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, however fast or slow we go, that is the goal, not to reach some kind of imaginary finish line. Okay. So I will share my screen to do some writing, and okay. Okay, text number 8. So we are here. All right. So now this is what the Gopas say to the Brahmanas. They already started saying in the previous verse. So they continue their speech. Dikshayah pashu samsthayah sautramanyascha sattamah anyatra dikshitasya api nanam ashnan hi dushyati. So this word diksha is there here, and then the word diksha is there here as well. So here the meaning is that at the beginning of the yajna and some Vedic sacrifices. So the point here is that if you remember in the previous verse, if you have some faith in them, please give them some food. And Lord Achyuta and Lord Balaram. So like this, they are basically trying to tell them or take away all the reasons why the Brahmanas will not give them the food. So they have said, we have been sent by Krishna, they are Krishna and Balaram, and so on. Now, one of the reasons could be that, oh, we are in the middle of the yajna, so how can we give food when we are in the middle? So they are giving, they are all well equipped. This also shows that the Gopas are well equipped in all these procedures, all the Vedic procedures. Maybe they were told by Krishna, given, all these details. But anyway, so they are saying that, so there are these animal sacrifices mentioned. There are 2 scenarios. Basically, there is something called as a Sautramani Yajna, I don't know what exactly that is, or when there is an animal sacrifice involved. So till the animal sacrifice is done, you are not supposed to eat the food that has been offered in the yajna. Or if it is a Sautramani yajna, then also you are not supposed to eat the food. In all other cases, you can eat the food if it is there, especially if the Dikshit Brahmanas are doing the yajna. So that is the meaning of the second Dikshita. So from the beginning of the yajna to the point of animal sacrifice. That is the meaning of the first one. And the second one is, as long as the Dikshit Brahmanas are doing the yajna, and if it is not a Sautramani yajna, then it is okay to consume the food that has been offered. There is no problem. There is no offense or fault in it. So that is the sort of the background. So let us see. So that's basically the meaning of the verse as well. So the main point is that the Gopas are pointing out the reasons why it is perfectly okay for the Brahmanas to give the anna or the food to the Gopas. They are taking away all their reasons. So that the real reason that the Brahmanas pride their ego, or the reason that they wanted to basically ignore or humiliate the Gopas, that reason comes out clearly. So all this is a setup for the whole understanding, or that bhava, to come out through this episode. So Dikshayah Pashu Samsthayah. So Pashu Samsthaya means in that yajna, where from the beginning, Dikshaya means from the beginning to the point of the animal sacrifice. That is point number one. That's sort of the case number one. And case number two is Sautramanyascha Sattamah. So Sattama is basically referring to the Brahmanas, oh my dear Brahmanas. In these two cases, Sautramani and in an animal sacrifice involved, till that point, in these two cases, it is not okay to consume the offering, the food offering. And that is not the case here. If you remember why the Brahmanas were doing the yajna, anybody remembers from last 2 weeks ago? What was the reason?
To go to heaven.
Yes, Swarga Kamyaya. That was the word that was used in, I think, text number 3 or 4. Yeah, you see here, Swarga Kamyaya. So they wanted to gain promotion to heaven. So that's the yajna that they are doing. It does not apply in this case. So Anyatra Dikshitasya api. So in all other cases, if the yajna is being done by the Dikshitas, by the Dikshit Brahmanas, which is the case, that's another thing that, mark of respect that the Gopas are saying, hey, you all are Dikshit Brahmanas. So you should know the procedures as well. Na annam ashnan hi dushyati. So dushyati means it's not it's an offense, but na means not an offense. Annam ashnan means to consume. Ashnami cha prayatatmaha, if you see 9.26. So, the Lord says, I will accept the food. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. So, to consume ashnan, annam, to consume anna or food grains. So, it is not an offense to consume food grains in all other cases. That is the meaning of this verse. Okay. So that's, I think, all that there is I wanted to say with respect to this. Yeah. So basically the point is there is no violation of any Vedic rules or regulations in there asking for. That is the point. Okay, let us see. Makrant Prabhu, can you kindly read this translation?
Hare Krishna. Except during the interval between the initiation of the performer of a sacrifice and the actual sacrifice of the animal, O most pure Brahmanas, it is not contaminating for even the initiated to partake of food, at least in sacrifices other than the Sautramani.
Okay, so that's what we discussed. Thanks. Then verse 9. Now the fun begins. Okay, so I'll put here in bold font. Fun begins. Okay, so verse 9 is very, very important verse. Very important. Okay, so please pay very careful attention now. I like this verse a lot. So let us recite the verse. Iti te bhagavad yacyam shrinvantopi na shushruvuhu kshudrasha bhuri karmano balisha vriddhamanina. So very hard-hitting verse. So this verse is being spoken by Sri Shukadev Goswami. Is speaking this verse. Okay. So iti te bhagavad yacyam. So iti means like this. On hearing the Bhagavat Yachya, this Yachya means Yachna. Yachna means the plea or the request. Okay. Or the, you can say, request for begging. So very humbly they are begging. They are literally begging. And who is on whose behalf they are begging? Please see. On behalf of Bhagavat, on behalf of Krishna and Balaramji, they are begging. So, on hearing this yachna, what did they do? Shrinvanto api na shushruvuhu. It's not just saying na shushruvuhu as if they did not hear. They heard but did not hear. Shrinvanto, they heard. Api means even though they heard. Api means even though they heard na shushruvuhu. They basically ignored. So this is the sort of, you can say, this is the key line here. Very sad. This is the sort of the height of the disappointment and also the height of their offense. And all the three lines are just very hard hitting. Shrinvantopi na shushruvuhu. Then kshudrasha bhuri karmani. Another very hard hitting line. Kshudra asha. Asha means desires or hope, but we can say desire. Kshudra means petty, small desire. They wanted to go to heaven. So Shukadev Goswami is saying that it's such a petty desire to go to heaven. Bhuri karmano. And for that, they are doing huge undertaking. That is also our situation. Our situation is even worse. We are not even guaranteed that we will go to heaven just for few dollars or rupees or whatever it is. We undertake so much hard work. Bhuri karmani. Kshudrasha bhuri karmani. So in this line, we must try to see ourselves. How much we are. Now, it's not that we should stop maintaining ourselves, but this rat race or this what was I saying? This whole hard work, this whole sort of, Not rat race, I meant to say. What's that wheel? Hamster wheel or something. We just keep running on it. And the third line is also very sad. Balisha Vriddhamanina. They consider themselves very smart. Vriddhamanina, but ultimately they are childlike mentality. Childlike mentality. They're just doing a lot of hard work for no output. Just like a small child will build a huge sand castle. Then one wave will come and just destroy it. And then he will cry for some time. So that is our situation. We are also like this. We are putting so much hard work for what? For nothing. And that is my situation as well. So this is very nicely describing my situation here. Yeah. इधर लेना वो. Yeah. So some points here. Yeah. Lord is literally like asking in the previous verse, Yachna. So Lord is making, not previous verse, here, this verse itself. Yeah. Lord is making a Yachna for us to come to him. Bhagavad Yachna is there. And that is on one side. And all this is on the other side. Not hearing what Bhagwan is saying at all. Ignoring. Shrunuvanto apina shushruvuhu. So one of the thing is like Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. It is no different from Krishna. Bhagavatam is Krishna and Bhagavatam is spoken by Krishna. Large parts of Bhagavatam are literally spoken by Krishna. And we Shrunuvanto apina shushruvuhu. How many Bhagavatam classes have I attended? And just 1 year we hear, another year it is gone. So that is also, we also do this Shrunuvanto apina shushruvuhu. Whereas Bhagavatam directly is Krishna. So much is there in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And then we think that we are very smart. We are spending our time very, very wisely. Whereas we are simply wasting our time. Yeah. And the reason for this, Shri Jiva Goswami and Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur both point out the reason for this. The reason for this is our maha abhimaan. Maha abhimaan. Our, we can say, mighty pride. Pride for what? That I am very smart. Or I have figured everything out. I know better. So our ahankar or abhiman is about who I am. It is the identity we identify with. It's not about something we possess. It is about who we are. So both of these, or the main sentence here is I am smart, or I am someone who has figured it out. So that is who I am. Maha abhiman. Sridhar Swami says, so Yagya, the Brahmanas' wives are also called Yagya Patni. So Yagya, like this, they are the Yagyas, because Brahmanas' wives are called Yagya Patni, so they are the Yagyas. Sridhar Swami says they are not Yagyas, they are Agyas. So they are complete fools. They have no yajna in them. They are only agya. And they are doing this kshudrasha bhuri karmani. So, on the other hand, what they could have done is alpashram. Alpashram for maha artha. Little bit shram, little bit effort they could have done and gained everything. That is the balisha vriddhamanina. Just by giving the food to the Gopas and perhaps going along with them, what the wives did later. That is alpashrama. Give up your bhuri karmani and do some little bit of effort. And the biggest thing is you have to give up your ahankar, that I am very smart, or I am bigger than Bhagwan, or I know what is best. So maha artha was waiting for them, which is the blessing of Bhagwan, and they let go of it. And that is also our situation. Sridhar Swami says that one day we will realize, we will see towards the end of the chapter how repentant the Brahmanas are. One day we will realize that all this was for nothing, and we gave up this maha artha for some kshudrasha. But by then it is too late. By then Lord Krishna has already gone. The opportunity has gone. So that is the meaning of this verse. So we must really focus on this 9th verse and try to, this is the main point here, try to see ourselves in this verse. That how we ignore Krishna's words in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Shrinvanto apina shushrutaha or shushrubuhu, and we are engaged in Shudrasha Bhuri Karmani. And we consider ourselves Vriddhamanina, but we are Balisha Vriddhamanina. So that is our situation. So that is this verse, very important verse, 9th one. Let us see. Shalu Mataji, could you please read the translation?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. The Brahmanas heard this supplication from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, yet they refused to pay heed. Indeed, they were full of petty desires and entangled in elaborate rituals. Though presuming themselves advanced in Vedic learning, they were actually inexperienced fools. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what it is being said. They were inexperienced child, Balisha, fools. Okay. Then, next verse. So, in the next verse, Sri Shukadev Goswami is summarizing the discussion, what happened. So, he doesn't want to go very deep. Sri Jiva Goswami writes that on hearing this conversation, the face of Parikshit Maharaj becomes red with anger. He is full of anger on hearing this, anger on the Brahmanas. So Shukadev Goswami kind of, doesn't elongate more the distress of Parikshit Maharaj. And he summarizes in the next 2 verses what happens further. So even though the next 2 verses are spoken by Shukadev Goswami, it is a summary of the discussion that occurred between the Gopas and the Brahmanas. So that is how we should understand it. So this is 2 verses together, 10 and 11. So we will go one by one. We will break it down. And this is the 10th verse, and this is the 11th verse. Deshaha kalaha prithak dravyam mantra tantra ritvijognayah devata yajamanascha kratur dharmascha yanmayah. So here Shukadev Goswami is describing that how everything that the Brahmanas knew, that everything that they are doing is actually for Krishna. It's for Krishna's pleasure. Not only it's for Krishna's pleasure, it is Krishna. They are supposed to be the Vedic Brahmanas. They are not bhaktas, but even in the Vedas, it is mentioned that everything is for Krishna's pleasure, isn't it? There is also Bhagavad Gita verse. Anybody knows which verse?
Is it from the 7th chapter, Prabhuji, where Bhagwan is saying, I am the sacrificial fire wala verse?
Well, that is not in 7th chapter.
Sorry, was it in the
9th chapter.
9th chapter? Sorry, 9th chapter.
Okay, I am the sacrificial fire. There's another very... So let us see. Let us see. And then the meaning I'm looking for is not that Krishna is the yajna, but the benefits or the...
Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram, that one?
Bhoktaram yajna, yes. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. That is one verse. There's a more direct verse. More direct one. More direct. Yes, that is good. 15.15 is... which part of 15.15 would it be?
Sarvasya chaham riddhi sannivishtam. No, that's not it.
Different. I don't know which line of 15. Mattah smritir jnanam apohanam cha. That is remembrance, forgetfulness. Vedaischa sarvam sarvair ahameva vedyo. Out of the Vedas, I am to be known. But where is the sacrifice? Yajna. Yeah. Okay. So keep thinking. Meditate on Gita. So, but again, please also pay attention. So, Deshah Kalah Prithak Dravyam. That all these things, so many things are being mentioned here. Desha, time, place, time, Prithak Dravyam, all the various dravya, all the various ingredients. All these are included in the sacrifice. Mantra, Tantra, Ritvija. Ritvija means the Pandits, the priests. Agni, the fire. Desha, Kala, Prithak Dravyam, ingredients. Mantra, Tantra, Ritvija, the priests. Agni, the fire. Devata, Yajman. Devata means the demigods for whom the sacrifice is done. Yajman means all those who are invited as special guests for the sacrifice, for the yajna. All those things, the kratur and the dharma. The kratur means the offering that is done, whatever you put in the yajna, and the dharma, whatever comes out of the, or the power of the yajna. Cha yad mayah, yan mayah. So yan maya means, yat maya means it's Krishna maya. Krishna maya means it must be done in the bhavana of Krishna. It should be done with the understanding that everything is for Krishna's pleasure. So Krishna maya, we say, no, maya, you understand maya? We say bhavana maya or something maya. So is yat maya. It has to be done with full consciousness or with full absorption of Krishna. Yat maya. So Shukadev Goswami is saying this, that everything, all aspects are for the pleasure of Krishna or for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. So those Brahmanas knew this. So everything is for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. Any other thoughts on which Bhagavad Gita verse we are talking about? Okay, so you can look at it later. Try to find another verse. Once you find it, you will never forget it. If I tell you, then you will forget again. So when you will find it as an exercise, you will never forget. So everybody has a homework to find another verse in Bhagavad Gita which directly says that he is the all the aspects of a yajna are for Krishna's pleasure. Okay. So here the meaning is that this is like a catch-all. That anything, if you remember in the previous verses, some of the reasons were given. If it is this kind of yajna, it's okay to get the food. If it's that. Now this is a catch-all verse. Anything, whatever you are doing in the yajna, whichever mantras you are chanting, wherever you are doing, at whatever time you are doing, whoever it is being done for, the devatas and the yajmanas, everything ultimately is for Krishna's pleasure. So why wouldn't you give food to Krishna? So this is like a catch-all verse, which is saying that now you have really no reason to refuse. Everything is for Krishna's pleasure. And then the boys also say, yes, Shamlila Mataji?
Sorry, Prabhuji. Was it 3.9?
Nine.
9?
Nine
That
is
if it is not performed for his satisfaction, then you remain in bondage.
yes, but there Krishna directly is not mentioned. It's for
Vishnu.
Vishnu, and also I think the word that is used in 3.9 is Shripati, or let me look up, but it is some reference to Shri. Let's look at that. Or Yagyapati 3.9. Yagyarthat. Yes, so if you see, the translation is correct. All ācāryas take this line, done for the sake of Yagya or Vishnu. But it's not very clear that it is for, just by the verse, it is not. There is a more pinpointed verse. Yes, Madhavi Manjari Mataji.
Prabhuji, is it 9.24 where
Exactly
Krishna
right.
is saying that I am the enjoyer of all sacrifice?
Yes, exactly right. So answer is 9.24. Please read it. Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhur eva cha. So it cannot be, I feel personally, there cannot be more direct, that it cannot be more direct than this. Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhur eva cha. So I am the bhokta and prabhu of all yajna. Directly the word yajna is there, bhokta is there, prabhu is there, and aham is there. So it's very hard to put it any other way. Okay. Thanks. Okay. So text number 11. So yes, what was I saying? I forgot. So tam brahma paramam sakshat. So yes. So this is a summary of the conversation by Shukadev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj, but this is what the boys are saying to the Brahmanas. Tam param brahma sakshat. So let me read the verse. Tam param brahma sakshat bhagavantam adhokshajam manushya drishtaya dushpragya martyatmano na menire. Very, very, again, sad verse, or very, very disappointing verse. So first two lines, that the boys also make aware to the Brahmanas, tam brahma paramam sakshat, brahma paramam. So he is the param brahma. Parabrahma means the Supreme Lord. And sakshat, that parabrahma has come in the sakshat, means directly perceptible form in front of you, sakshat. Bhagwan is there. When we say Bhagwan Sakshat prakat hue hain, Sakshat means in front of you, perceptible. Bhagavantam adhokshajam. So that adhokshaja, Bhagavan, adhokshaja is transcendental to material senses. So there was this one young girl who gave 4 different meanings of adhokshaja. So adhokshaja is very nice. So again, it's referring to none other than the Supreme Lord. Bhagavantam adhokshajam. So the Lord is here himself. The boys leave no scope for any misunderstanding. But Adhokshaja, Parabrahma, Krishna could also be names of children, isn't it? I knew one person whose name was Adhokshaja. So I don't remember anybody by the name Parabrahma, but maybe there is. So there are people also by that name, and that is what the Brahmanas understood. Manushya drishtaya dushpragya. Dushpragya means with a completely foolish, not even foolish. Dush means like inimical or malicious intelligence, like actively trying to say you are wrong. His just name is Adhokshaja. He is not Adhokshaja. So with Manushya Drishtaya, with the with just a material, Manushya means with material or bodily, Manushya means looking at him or with a material vision, Manushya Drishtaya, material vision. Dushpragya, with a completely inimical intelligence. Martyamano. Martyamano means considering Bhagwan or whoever this person is who's being referred to as Adhokshaja and Parabrahma as a mortal. Martya Atmano, as a mortal being who is subject to death. Martya. Na menire. And this was the reason for them to dishonor Krishna's request. All right. So the boys, as you can see, left no stone unturned to communicate to the Brahmanas that who is making the request. And the problem was not that the boys did not do enough. How much ever they would have done, it would not have moved the needle. So the understanding is not the understanding is that the problem is in us. It is not that I did not find a good teacher, or I did not find a teacher who didn't tell me enough. Had he told me 3 more chapters, I would have become a more serious devotee. He only told me 1 hour class. Had he given 2 hour class, 3 hour, whatever nonsense reasons we have, the problem is in us. How much ever we hear from Bhagavatam, how much ever we hear from pure devotees, it won't move the needle unless we change our drishti. So, what is that verse from Brahma Samhita? Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena. So, what is the next line? Santah sadaiva hrideshu vilokaya. Sing it. Anjana churita bhakti vilochanena santah sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam shama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So our eyes are filled with a layer of dirt. Unless we remove that and put prema anjana, this anjan means like a kajal of prema, then only we can see in our heart Lord Govinda. So the problem is in our side, not on the other side. So that is the main takeaway from this verse. Yeah. So let me look at my notes and see. Yeah. And the biggest, yeah. And the biggest problem, so when we hear about Krishna, it's not that we haven't heard enough. We have heard enough. And especially Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, when we hear, it is expected, the purpose of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is to melt our heart and make it love Krishna, make that prema for Krishna sprout in our heart. So why has that prema for Krishna not sprouted in our heart? So there is this beautiful verse. Let me share from here. Third verse, part of the Mangalacharan of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, which says, Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam shukamukhad amrita dravya samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam. So Bhagavatam is rasamalayam and we are supposed to drink it. Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. So yes, by hearing it from rasika, devotees. But there are rasik devotees we hear, still it does not happen. What is the reason? Bhagavatam is there, we are hearing it, but why is it not changing our heart? Why it is not arousing that rasa or that bhakti in our heart, the bhakti rasa? What do you think is the reason? I'm asking. Any idea? Look at these verses on your device. The answer is in the first 3 verses only. In the Mangalacharan of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Any thoughts? Shyamlila Mataji?
Prabhuji, I'm opening to look at the Mangalacharan verse. 1 second.
So let me tell you one thing. The answer is in the second verse. So let's look at the second verse and see. Try to internalize this second verse. We can sing it also. This is Shardul Vikriditam. Dharmaha projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastamatra vastu shivadam tapatrayonmulanam Śrīmad Bhāgavate Mahamuni Krite Kim va parairishvara Sadyo hridyavarudhyate sakritibhi shushrushrubhi tatkshanat. Anybody found the answer?
We are covered with a lot of material desires, Prabhuji. Other intentions and other things.
Which word is saying that?
The word, it's Katva. Covered by fruitive intention.
No.
No.
That is talking about atra. That this dharma progyita kaitavo atra. So atra means in this Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, there is no tinge. It has completely rejected all types of kaitavas and dharmas like dharma, artha, kama, all those things, even moksha is completely, it's free of all that. So that is what is being said.
So Vastu Prabhuji, Vastu is a substance.
So
Wherein
Vastu Shivadam. So Vastu Shivadam, Atra Vastu Shivadam means that it gives, and it gives this object of bliss. Shivadam means completely blissful. So what the result of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is complete bliss. But why are we not experiencing that bliss? Yes, Bhagirath Prabhu, you raised your...
The word is, I think, Nirmatsarana, of 100% pure in the heart.
Yes, correct. Thank you. So it is when it is read or when it is consumed by Nirmatsara Satam, means those who are the pious people who are Nirmatsara. So our hearts are full of Matsara. Matsara means all this envy and duplicity. You think something, you say something, and you do something else. Happens all the time. Yes, I will do. And then when the time comes to do, you are like gadhe ke sir se seeng, disappeared from the scene. So, not doing or not saying what you think, the lack of transparency and the lack of not keeping your what you say you will do, or so many envy, manipulation, this, that, all these things are matsara. So when the heart is full of matsara, then that is, in another words, that is material vision, manushya drishti. And because of that, we consider Krishna to be a mortal being, and Śrīmad Bhāgavatam also to be an ordinary book. So we don't give our life to Śrīmad Bhāgavatam as if our life depends on it, or as if following Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, our life depends on how nicely we follow Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So that is the situation. Okay. All right. So again, these two verses are being summarized by Shukadev Goswami just to give a summary of the discussion so that Parikshit Maharaj doesn't have to go through the misery or suffering of hearing all that discussion that happened between the Gopas and the Brahmanas, because it's very painful. So it's just a summary of the pain. Okay, let us see. Bhagirath Prabhu, could you read this translation, please?
Yes, Prabhuji. Although the ingredients of sacrificial performance, the place, time, particular paraphernalia, mantras, rituals, priests, fires, demigods, performer, offering, and the as yet unseen beneficial results are all simply aspects of his opulences, the Brahmanas saw Lord Krishna as an ordinary human because of their perverted intelligence. They failed to recognize that he is the supreme absolute truth, the directly manifest personality of Godhead, whom the material senses cannot ordinarily perceive. Thus, bewildered by their false identification with the mortal body, they did not show him proper respect.
Yes. So that is the situation of the Brahmanas. That is also my situation. Okay, then we will proceed to verse number 13 or 12, sorry. Again, last verse here, which is cause of the in that spirit of suffering or sadness filled verse. Na te yad omiti prochur na neti cha parantapa gopa nirashah pratyet pratyetya tathochuh Krishna Ramayoh. So, na te yad om iti prochur. So, they did not say one word, which is om. Om means so be it. Okay. So, which means basically it's equal to yes. So the simple meaning is they did not say yes when they asked, can we please have some food? That was the yachana, that was the begging that they did. Na neti cha parantapa. Neti means no. So they neither said yes nor no. Okay. So they basically kept quiet. Now, I'll give this example. How many of you have, this happens mainly in interview calls, when you send after interview, isn't it? And if they don't want to select you, you don't hear anything for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, nothing, 4 weeks, isn't it? And we think, Arey Baba, if they want to reject, let them at least send an email saying, sorry, we selected somebody else. And the matter is closed in our mind. Isn't it more troublesome just to check your email every morning? Did an email come? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Or for any important thing in your life where you are waiting for a decision and the other person is quiet. Don't you think it's better if that person said no? At least I will have a closure. How much troublesome. So Shukadev Goswami also understands this very well. And that's why he's bringing out this point, that how much worse it is. Of course, yes is the best. No is much worse. But no response is far, far worse. And not only it is worse, it's a no. So no response very clearly is a no, yes. But it comes with that mood of insult. Don't you think like that?
Yes.
If I say no, that's fine, but no response has that added feeling of a insult associated with it. So it's far worse. And that is what is being brought out in these two lines. It was like extremely humiliating response, insulting response, and to Krishna. And what did they ask for? They didn't ask for gold or cows or land. Like, Vaman, they've asked for 3 steps of land. Chalo bhai, theek hai, 3 steps of land. I mean, of course, he ended up taking everything, but initial request was land. Or cows are usually given in a yagya as a dhan, as a charity. Or, some gold is given depending on who is doing the yagya. And, so many things. They just asked for food. The simplest of things. Nobody should say no. I can't remember one of the 5 ācāryas whose commentary I was reading. I didn't write it down. They wrote that these Brahmanas are worse than trees. Worse than trees. Very, very hard. Worse than trees. Why? Any guess?
Jad hai. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they are jada or worse than trees, but why?
Please give you shade
Please
and
give
food.
food.
Asking.
Yeah, trees give food for free. You can go to a tree and you can pluck the food. It doesn't ask you for remuneration or anything. And they are worse than trees. So the tree doesn't humiliate you. The tree doesn't do anything. It just, it's there. You just take it. So that is the situation. We don't say anything. We don't, same thing when you hear Bhagavatam, when we hear Bhagavatam class, it's as if like, one side and no, keep quiet, no asking questions. Okay, if you are not asking question or whatever, assumption is okay, you understood everything and you agree with everything. And it means you will go back and apply it in your life also. No. 5 years, 10 years, no change. Coming to so many classes, no change. So the meaning, and you never asked also, oh, this doesn't work for me. Here is the problem. I don't agree with this. No, even that is not the case. So no, yes, no, no, but no change. So that is also, I'm trying to draw this analogy to us in our case as well, in my case. So that is why we make no progress. And the Gopas, Gopa Nirasha Pratyeta. So with complete nirasha, with complete dejection, with a heavy heart, they pratyeta means they came back. Now you must also understand a little bit, these Gopas are, very, very loved by their family. Of course, yes, they go and steal and they create a racket and do all this mischief, but they are heavily, heavily loved by their family members. They have never experienced such a dejection from any of the elders. This is the first time when they are experiencing so much rejection and dejection in their life. So the Gopas are very, very sad. It is just said Gopa Nirashaha Pratyeta. Just Nirasha word is used, but it contains a lot behind it. And again, Shukadev Goswami is hiding it to not make Parikshit Maharaj very angry. There is later on, I think there is a word parantapa will come somewhere. I don't know which verse, or maybe it already went. Right here actually, parantapa. Parantapa, right here in this verse. Na neti cha parantapa. Parantapa means, who points this out? Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur points it out. Why the word parantapa is used like the killer of enemies.
Arjun.
Arjuna, yes, but he is a descendant of Arjun. So same name is used for Parikshit Maharaj also. And Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes his blood was boiling. Parikshit Maharaj's blood. As like he was thinking of these Brahmanas like the Kali. If you remember in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, 16th chapter, 16th, 17th, 18th chapters are devoted to the conversation between Parikshit Maharaj and Kali. So he sees Kali beating the Dharma, who is personified as a bull. And he's full of anger. In my kingdom, how can somebody mistreat an animal so badly? And he's ready to kill that person. That much anger was there in in Parikshit Maharaj when he was hearing about the Brahmanas. So that is why he addressed him as Parantapa. He's like feeling like killing the enemy like Brahmanas. Anyway, so Gopa Nirashaha Pratyeta Tathochu Krishna Ramayo, and they came back Tatha Uchuhu. Tatha Uchuhu means, and then they said Uchuhu, the following to Krishna and Rama. Rama is Balramji. So they came and said the following to Balramji. Okay. Did we read the translation of the previous one? Yes, we did. Okay. So that is what is going on. Let's see what else is there. Yeah. Okay. All those points were there. So, could someone read the translation? You can raise hand. Shamlila Mataji, go ahead.
When the Brahmins failed to reply even with a simple yes or no, O chastiser of the enemy Parikshit, the cowherd boys returned disappointed to Krishna and Ram and reported this to them.
So then they report something back. So that is in the 13th verse. Tad upakarnya Bhagavan prahasya Jagadhishwaraha vyajahar punargopan darshayan laukikim gatim. So we will see now Lord Krishna's reaction. Tad upakarnya. So upakarnya means karna. Karna means from the ear. Upakarnya means from here. So hearing this from the Gopas. So now the Gopas tell the story. Bhagavan Shri Krishna prahasya. Prahasya means laughed. Laughed, and I can't remember who said, but laughed loudly. Loudly he laughed. Like, ha ha, something very loudly. He was like very amused because he knew that the plan was working perfectly. Okay. And Jagadhishwara, that Jagadhishwar, one who is the controller of the universe. The name Jagadhishwar is used because he's in complete control of what's going on. He knows exactly what to do. All right. So first, sometimes you have to, make a show also. Like sometimes when you go to doctor, I have experienced this. Okay. So let us say there is some pain happening in my hand. Now I want to get a CT scan. So, I'm just making up this example. So, sometimes you have to go through proper channel first. Ultimately, I want CT scan, but the doctor will not write it because first he will say, do physical therapy. Okay. You say, I will do physical therapy. You do physical therapy for 1 week. Then you go back and say, no, pain is still there. Then he will say, okay, I will write a scan. Isn't it? That's how it works, at least in the US. So the point is you have to go to the ultimate aim was to bless the Brahman Patnis. But first you have to go through this. You know it will fail. Your pain is so much, physical therapy is not going to help. But you have to go through the motions. You have to go through the proper channel. So first go to Brahmanas. Directly if you go to Brahman Patnis, then somebody will say, Arey, why couldn't you have asked the Brahmanas? Why Brahman Patnis? So first you exhaust that channel. You know it won't work. You already know it will fail. Like my pain is so much in the hand, we know it will not work, physical therapy, but you have to do it. Kya kare? What to do? Isn't it? Ultimately, what will help is something else, surgery or whatever. For that, you have to get a scan, but the insurance will not pay for it. They will ask why you didn't do that first. So you have to, go through the system. So that is the point. You are going through the system. First go to the Brahmanas. Krishna knew it will fail. It's not going to work. When it didn't work, he laughed loudly. So he is the controller, Jagadhishwara. He's in complete control of the situation. Shri Jiva Goswami writes, he was just messing with them. Kautuka matra. So that is the word used, that the reason for sending the Gopas to the Brahmanas was for Kautuka matra. Kautuka means to just mess with them or just for fun. He knew already knew it will not yield any result. And that is the point here. And then Vyajahar Punar Gopan. Then he says, he told Vyajahar means he told to the Gopas that you go again, Punar. So that I'm going to tell you something to do again. Darshayan Laukikim Gatim. But then first he gives them some consolation. Darshayan. Dekho, see what is happening. Darshayan. Dekho, कहते हैं ना ऐसे. Laukikim Gatim. Laukik Jagat. Laukik means in the material world. Alaukik means it is transcendental. Alaukik. Laukik means material. So in this material world, देखिए क्या कैसे कहते हैं ना हिंदी में, देखो क्या क्या होता है. क्या देखो क्या घोर कलयुग है, क्या क्या हो रहा है. So darshayan laukikim gatim. See what is going on in the material world. And the point, very strong point by Sridhar Swami is made that one of the very strong things that builds the pride. So the whole thing was the pride of the Brahmanas, the ahankar. Pride is translated as ahankar, or abhimaan is used, but ahankar is the, we know how strong our ahankar is. So that was the core reason for the Brahmanas' behavior. And one of the causes of the ahankar is our, if someone, or is our, if somebody is dependent on us. If we have something that makes someone else dependent on us, whatever it may be, just a small thing also, even one signature or some small thing, okay, come tomorrow, come tomorrow, come tomorrow. Some people feel this sadistic pleasure because you know that the other person is dependent on you. So when somebody is dependent on you, this aspect of Ishwaratva comes in the heart. I am the controller. When means basically you are the controller of that person. कहते हैं ना हिंदी में, वो तो मेरी मुट्ठी में है, जब तक मैं साइन नहीं करूंगा तब तक कुछ नहीं होगा, मेरी मुट्ठी में है. So like this we say, or whatever it may be the situation. So the moment we are given by the situation or circumstance or the relationship, we are given a little bit of Ishwaratva. We just use it, or we abuse it and misuse it so fast. That is our nature. So this Ishwaratva, you came to me to ask for food. Now I got a perfect chance to humiliate you by not giving what you wanted. So many people are like that. So that is why this Jagadhishwar word is also used here. I think it was in this context that one of the commentators, I think Sridhar Swami, I said here, yes, brought out this point that if we consider Bhagwan to be our Ishwar, he is Jagadhishwar. He will not behave like this. He is the only person who will not behave like this. Everyone else is, again, it's just a matter of time, will behave like this. And you will have to give part of your life in somebody's hands. Not everything is possible to do in your hands. You have to give something, even if it is a demigod. Look at Indra. Little bit deviation the Vrajvasis did. How mad Indra became? Again, Ishwaratva. मेरी मुट्ठी में है, अभी देखो मैं क्या करता हूं. I will drown them. Isn't it? So the two learnings from this. One learning is to only depend on Krishna. We have to depend on someone. That is our nature. Not nature, or that is our situation. We are not the Jagadhishwar. So we have to depend on someone. The only one we should depend on is Krishna. And the second one is, if you are the one on which others are depending, okay, there will be that situation. So a pure devotee will never exert Ishwaratva on others. He is very Karunamayi. He is very kind and compassionate and very friendly, because that is very dear to Krishna. Chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita. So do not exert Ishwaratva ever in your life. as in like in a bad way. I mean, it's not like saying that, oh, like in Bhakti Shastri exam, if somebody has completely failed or whatever, then I say, okay, no, I am the teacher, I will fail. Right? That's my duty. I have to, I cannot give unfair marks. So that is not Ishwaratva. That is just, plain being, fair. I cannot, what about the other people who have worked hard to get the marks? So, there is that difference. But some people exert that thing that, oh, it's in, I will gain this sadistic pleasure from this by insulting, humiliating, whatever, making them wait or whatever it is. So these are the big learnings from this, that one should only depend on Krishna, and this will come. Okay, how to depend on Krishna? One very important thing is by minimizing our dependencies or our need for dependencies. When you minimize your need for dependencies, it's so much easier. But if you want this and that and that and that, I want a good husband, a good wife, a good car, a good job, a green card and visa and a house and promotion and no layoff, and you have a long list of wants, then, it's very contrary to depending on Krishna. So minimizing our need for dependencies is a very important part of being able to fully depend on Krishna also. So these are some of the points I wanted to bring out from the commentaries, plus my own thoughts, which I added to this discussion. Okay, let us see. Somebody else could please read the translation. Yes, Madhvi Manjari Mataji, go ahead.
Hearing what had happened, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord of the universe, simply laughed. Then he again addressed the cowherd boys, showing them the way men act in this world.
All right, thank you. Then 14. So now the good things begin. So these are so it was again like a topsy-turvy. You'll go through this. That is the nature of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. It goes the waves of ups and downs. Now we are on the good, sort of the very relishable or not the sad side. Okay, the bhakti side of things. So Lord Krishna says, Mam gyapayata patnibhyah sa sankarshanamagatam dasyanti kamam annam va snigdha mai ushita dhiya. Very beautiful verse. So Lord Krishna is saying, go tell so he is already saying, previous verse he said, go again, punaha, and tell them this thing, Mam gyapayata patnibhyah, to the patnis. This time, first time I sent you to the Brahmanas. Now go to their patnis. Go to their patni and tell them about me. So, Mam gyapayata. So, gyan means knowledge or convey about me, basically. Tell them about me. Or tell them that, what is that? What to tell? Sa Sankarshanam. Me, Mam, I, along with, Sa means with, Sankarshan. Who is Sankarshan? Balramji. Agatam. Agatam means आ गए हैं. We are here. Okay. And he is just saying dasayanti kamam annam vaha. Dasayanti means they will give. Dasayanti, they will give. Kamam. Kamam means as much as you desire. They will not. So Lord Krishna is already predicting, not predicting, but he is declaring what will happen. He is telling the future. In the Brahmana's case, he did not tell. He just said, go and ask in a nice way. He also said, tell I am asking, my brother is asking, all those things. But he did not say they will give or they will not give. This time he is saying, Dasayanti kamam annam vaha. They will give as much as you desire. Why? Two reasons. Snigdha mayi. Snigdha means they are not just, again, the snigdha is probably a very weak, or again, I'm not saying Bhagavatam is weak or using a weak word, but there's a lot packed, just like Nirasha was just a surface, it's the tip of the iceberg. Snigdha means like very deeply affectionate. Mai, to me. And Ushita Dhiya. And Dhiya means their mind or intelligence is always absorbed again in me. So first they are deeply, deeply affectionate to me, or they consider me very affectionate. They are deeply in love. Now again, this is not the love kind of love like between the gopis, but these are the elderly ladies, but they have so much prema for Sri Krishna, so much prem, so much love, snigdha mai, and they are always absorbed in my thoughts. Which means what? These are the characteristics of pure devotees, premi bhaktas.
Yeah, this one is beyond premi.
Yeah, prema also has many levels.
Yeah.
As a big, larger category, it is the highest. So they are the topmost, in that sense, they are the topmost devotees. Now, one thing, interesting thing on which our ācāryas will play on for deriving the rasa is that in the previous case, Lord Krishna told, tell them I am hungry. In this case, he does not say that. Okay? Don't tell them that I am hungry. Just say I am here. Okay? And they will automatically give you food. And they are saying, and our ācāryas are saying that why you should not tell them that I am hungry? Because they love me so much. Any idea? Anybody wants to say? Shalu Mataji, what you're saying?
I think they will be sad that Krishna is hungry.
Yes. They will be so sad because they love Krishna so much. You know, let's say, I don't know, your child is, let's say, living in college, and he tells you on the phone, oh, exams were going on and last 2 days I didn't eat anything. As a mother, you will feel very sad. Oh, my child didn't eat anything, he's hungry. So like that. So he says, don't tell them, don't give any suffering to my devotees. Lord doesn't want his devotees to suffer. But when mother will come, right, anyway, whether child is hungry or not, they will bring a box full of nice things to eat. Anyway, that is the nature. So they will anyway come with the food. Okay, if you want, you can ask. They will give as much as you want, or even if you don't want, they will fill. They will give a lot of food, but don't tell them. Even though that is not written here directly, that don't tell them, but by its absence, it is obvious. But our ācāryas bring out this point that don't tell them. Okay, so there is a nice, you will see in one of the future verses, they tell that Krishna is hungry. So then your mind should start imagining why they said that. Okay, so that's a beautiful thing, or some nice absorption in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam can occur on that. So we discussed this verse, right? Yeah, and another thing I think Jiva Goswami brings up is that these ladies, the wives of the Brahmanas, they are completely absorbed. It's not like they respect Krishna very much. They treat him very, every day, 5 hours. No, it's not that. It's 24 by 7 times 365, as they say. Continuous. There is nothing else that they think of. Not even their husbands. Their husbands, that relationship is, as our Goswamis write, is only for Laukik Dharma. Laukik Dharma means this material Dharma. Dharma means Varnashram Dharma. Grihastha. Okay, you are my husband. You are my wife. So Laukik Dharma, they are discharging properly. But our Goswamis go on to write that they know that their husbands are no good. There are situations like this where, one has to, realize that, nothing is going to happen with my family members. They are, how much ever we try, they will be like this. So we have to do our own, we have to fly our own plane. So that is what they were doing. And their minds are completely absorbed in me. So their husbands were simply at a Laukik or at a material level, and they were nicely discharging that duty at a material level. But internally, they were 24 by 7 by 365 absorbed in Krishna. So that is the meaning of this last line. Snigdhamayi ushitadhiya. They are completely absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. Okay, translation. Somebody can read kindly. Yes, Meera Mataji.
Lord Krishna said, tell the wives of the Brahmanas that I have come here with Lord Sankarshan. They will certainly give you all the food you want, for they are most affectionate toward me, and indeed with their intelligence reside in me alone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So they are most affectionate toward me. That is the Snigdhamayi, and with their intelligence resides in me alone, Ushitadhiya. So these are the two important lines here. Okay, let's go on for some more time. 15th. Then what happens? Gatva atha gatva or gatva atha. Yes, Shyamlila Mataji.
Prabhuji, sorry, quick question. Is there a reason why Bhagwan used the name Sankarshan in this? Because that's a change from like Ram that he was using.
Yes. And there is a long commentary on this. I did not want to go into the theory of that, on why he used the word Ram. Later he will use the word Ram. And right now he uses the word Sankarshan. And it's a longer discussion. I did not write notes on it because it was a little more philosophical. So if you want, I can answer that. I'll have to refresh what I had read few days back and share back with you. Or the topic is dealt with in the commentaries of Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. If you want, you can read those. They are available in English. Bhanuswami has translated. That's the one I'm using.
Ji Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
The Laghu Vaishnava Toshini and Sarartha Darshini.
Ji Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Again, Rama will come. So there's a whole discussion why Rama is the loving name that they use, the Brahman Patnis use, because ultimately they are in love with Krishna, and Rama reminds them of Krishna. Okay, Rama means, what is that? Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Number 15. Okay. Gatvath patnishalayam drishtva sina swalankritaah natva dvijas satir gopa prashrita idamabruvan. So let's see what the Gopas did on reaching the house where they were sitting. So Patni Shalayam. So Patni Shala. So I don't want to make it sound like Goshala or something, but Patni Shala means basically there it's a very cultured society where there is a separate place for the women where men are not allowed. So, you are, and one is not supposed to go into such the ladies' chamber. It's a very, very highly cultured society, or certain people are allowed to go, and not everybody is allowed to go. I mean, even today, today it's limited to the bathrooms. You cannot go into the ladies' bathroom. Everything else is open to public, and now even that is going. So all the culture is kind of going to the trash can. So anyway, so there used to be, earlier, in our college time, girls and boys hostel would be different. Just 20, 30 years back, boys cannot go into girls hostel. Today, boys, girls remain in same hostel. Tomorrow, I think 10 years, 15 years later, they will stay in same room also. So, you know, So culture is you cannot say the college where I studied, where boys and girls hostel was different, and girls cannot come in boys hostel, boys cannot come in girls hostel. That was uncultured or backward culture or anything. It's just a matter of culture. Now it's all like cats and dogs for open for all. So anyway, so that is the meaning of Patni Shala. Patni Shala means the chambers, the ladies' chamber. So very respectful, prestigious, protected, private space of the Brahmanas' wives. And the Gopas went there. So why did they go there? The Gopas are cultured. You could see in the previous case, the Brahmanas, that they were very cultured, how they paid Dandavat Pranam, how they said nice things. They may be rascals when they are with Krishna and causing so much racket and mischief. So that is one side of the Gopas, but on the other side, we saw how cultured they are. So how could they, Gatva Atha Patni, how could they enter? Did they suddenly become uncultured? No. The answer is given that because Krishna had already told them that they love me so much. And the second thing he told them, they are always absorbed in my thoughts. So the understanding is that the Brahman Patnis knew who would the Gopas be. Because if they know about Krishna, you cannot know about Krishna without knowing about the Gopas, the friends of Krishna. That means these friends of Krishna are some very important people for the Brahman Patnis. They know that they are the friend, the closest friends of my dear Krishna. So they have direct permission to go into that chamber. There is no, they don't need permission. They are the special convoy or ambassadors of Krishna who they deeply, deeply love. So they don't need permission. Gopas knew that or understood that, or maybe Krishna might have told them. It's not mentioned in the verse. And therefore they went. And what did they see? Drishtva sina svalankrita. So they saw them sitting there, or seeing them, asina, drishtva, what they saw, drishtva, asina, means they were sitting asina on the asana. Sva alankrita means adorned with lot of beautiful. Swa means su alankrita. Swa is su. Su means it's like an emphasis, very, very nicely decorated. And here also our ācāryas bring out, let's see if I have written the names. Yes, Jiva Goswami brings out that the moment they saw the Gopas, please hear this. The moment they saw the Gopas, the various, sattvic vikaras, it is called, the various bodily expressions, they were just stunned. They were just the happiness, the huge, like a tsunami of happiness took over them on seeing the Gopas. That was their alankar. That became their decoration more than the jewelry or the nice clothes, all that they were wearing. So all these bodily changes, their happiness, their wave of emotion, their sudden surge of excitement and ecstasy on seeing the Gopas became their alankaras. And that's what the Gopas saw. And what did the Gopas do? Natva Dvija Satir Gopa. They offered their Natva. Natva means they bent down fully and offered their obeisances. Very cultured. Okay, still very cultured. Prashrita idam abruvan. And in a very, very humble way, they said the following to the Brahman Patnis. Okay. So, okay, yeah, these are the points. So can somebody read the translation, please? Who has not read? Yes, Harika Mataji.
Hare Krishna. The cowherd boys then went to the house where the Brahmanas' wives were staying. There the boys saw those chaste ladies sitting, nicely decorated with the fine ornaments. Bowing down to the Brahmana ladies, the boys addressed them in all humility.
Very nice. Thank you. Then, 16th verse, what happens? Namo vo viprapatnibhyo nibodhata vachamsinaha ito vidure charata krishne nehe shitavayam. Krishne nehe shitavayam. So, Namo vo viprapatnibhyo. Again, they are now saying Namo. First they bent down. Now they are saying Namo to them. Wo, O my dear, or O my respected, Vipra Patni. Vipra means the Brahmanas. Patni Bhyo, the wives of the Brahmanas. So my dear Matajis, you can think of Pranam Mataji, we say, no? Mataji Pranam. Or so they are doing their Pranam to all the Matajis. Nibodhata Vachamsinaha. Please hear. Nibodhata. We are addressing you. Nibodhata Vachamsinaha. Now, our acharyas bring out this beautiful point. Why they have to say, bhai, they have come there to say something only, right? So, why they have to say, please hear? So, this, our acharyas, I don't, Sri Jiva Goswami only is making all these nice points. So, Sri Jiva Goswami is saying, please listen, to bring them out of their stunned or of their emotional state. On seeing these Gopas, they became so emotional. Now they have said, "Hey, Bhaiya, please listen. We have a message also. We just didn't come to, stay quiet. We have something to tell you. So please now wake up, or come back to your senses." Ito avidure charata krishnena iha ishita vayam. So, Krishne ne he shita vayam, that we have been sent by Krishna. Krishna is a vidura. This apostrophe is there. Here you can see. So, this is a vidure. This means a vidure. Dur means far. A vidura means very near or not far. So, ito a vidure charata. Charata means he is grazing the cows. Gayon ko chara rahe hain. So he's grazing the cows. Who? Krishna. He has come here along with us. or we have been, the Krishna who is grazing the cows has sent us here. So who has sent? Krishna has sent. And he is close by. So that is the point the boys are making. Yeah. So as you can see, they have not said that we want food. They have said only that Krishna is here. Okay. Somebody can kindly read. Yes, Surya Narayan Prabhu.
The covered boy said, "Obeisances unto you, O wives of Lord Brahmanas, kindly hear our words. We have been sent here by Lord Krishna, who is passing by, not far from here."
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Now 17th. Now here all the game will change. Not yet, but after 17th. So let's see what happens in 17th. Gāshchārayan sa gopalai sa ramo duram agataha bhubukshitasya tasyannam sanugasya pradiyatam. So now they say that Gash charayan sa gopalai. Gash, again, same word was used earlier also. Gash means the cows, gaya, gash. So cows. Charayan sa gopalaihi sa ramo. Now you will see here, first they said Shamlila Mataji for you,
Ji Prabhuji.
Sankarshan, and now they have converted back to Ram. So there is whole explanation given about this, like half of the commentary is about this only. I can't remember. I think it is again Sri Jiva Goswami. So with Gopal is Sri Balramji, and they are doing Gaya Charan, or grazing, or helping the cows to graze the grass. And they have come from far away. Now you can see the Duram Agataha. So first of all, if your child tells you, oh, I walked for 10 kilometers, no Uber was available, I was trying, or my phone battery died, I couldn't call anyone, so I just walked. These days, nobody carries credit card. Everything is Apple Pay. So phone dies means you don't have Uber, you don't have phone call, you don't have credit card, you have nothing. Basically, you are half dead. If your battery is dead, you are half dead, isn't it? So, and then if he says my battery was dead and I've been walking for 10 kilometers, you will feel so sorry, isn't it? Duram agataha, bahut dur se aa rahe hain. And then they say, Bhubukshitasya tasya annam, that they are very hungry for food. Anna, very, very hungry for food. And not only him, sa anugasya, all of us also, with so many gopas, we are all here, we are all hungry. So, pradiyatam, please give some. So again, they are kind of begging. Same mood, same things, very similar things were said to the Brahmans. So now the question comes that why did they tell that? Why did they tell food, that Krishna is hungry? Why did they add to the suffering of the Brahmana Patnis? Two things they said. First, he's been walking for so long, and then he's so hungry. Even though Krishna said not to tell, not in the verses, but our Goswamis have revealed that this is what they said. Or Krishna told them, don't say. Why did they say? So the question is, why? Any thoughts? So there are two reasons. One reason is given by Sri Jiva Goswami. One reason is given by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. very nice reasons are there. Just again to do our meditation, our absorption on Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And I'm sure when Hari Parshad Prabhu will tell about Shri Hari Suriji, he will have 5 more reasons, I'm sure. I don't have access to that whole thing, but any thoughts?
So probably they didn't want to take any chances and wanted to evoke some Vatsalya in them.
Chances of what?
That they may refuse like the Brahmanas refused.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anybody else? Well, they already, Krishna already, okay, that's fine, fair. But I will say that they were already told they will give, or they are very snigdha, and they are always absorbed in me.
Boys are also hungry.
Okay, boys are hungry, but why did they communicate? Okay, yes, Shyamlila Mataji, you have raised your hand.
Prabhuji, maybe because the Gopas thought that they would run to Krishna in that case. If he's hungry, if they tell him, if they tell them okay, he's hungry, these ladies would drop everything and just run. So like to facilitate that.
To facilitate that.
Or not facilitate. Okay, facilitate is the wrong word. To sort of
Pause that, you mean?
no, like they would become like so restless. Ki, oh my God, Krishna is hungry. We need to give him food. Let's go, chalo jaldi. Like
So that's a good thing. So why did they have to? Oh, so you're saying that. Let me understand what you're saying. I mean, they would anyway go there so much. They love Krishna so much. If Krishna is nearby, in any case, they would run. So why
But this would like sort of cause
not?
like that sense of urgency. Ki, okay, we gotta go like yesterday. Like that way.
Okay. Anybody else? There's no right or wrong answer. It's just like I can share what Shri Jiv Goswami and Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur have written, but all these are just, you are it's your own personal, and if it's personal and you want to keep it in your own heart and it's between you and Krishna, don't share. There's no compulsion. But my request is think or try to contemplate. Even if your answer doesn't match Jiv Goswami or Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, it doesn't mean it's the wrong answer. Okay, you can come up with your own realization as long as you don't go around telling everybody I had a realization, as if you are big Goswami. Okay, that is the wrong thing, or it is the thing that is not advised. Okay, when we say about personal realizations, you can have, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, keep it within your heart. And if you come up with some realization which is aligned with the mood of our Guru Parampara, first of all, you have to understand the mood of the Guru Parampara. You have to understand Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta. You have to understand what is aligned with Gaudiya Vaishnavism, what is not. Then if you get some personal realization, you are most welcome to keep it in your heart and relish it every day, in and out, in and out. That is called smaran. That is exactly what is called lila smaran. Okay, lila smaran is not limited to the 16 points given by ācāryas. Lila smaran is infinite. New meanings can come, but that is your personal smaran. But anybody, if they have, they can share, but not a compulsion. And if it matches one of these two, great, because these are published in a book. Everybody is free to read the book, and I am free to read the book, and I am free to share. Nobody can blame me for repeating what Sri Jiv Goswami and Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur have said. I may have personal realization. I don't on this topic, but if I had, I could share or I could keep it with me. That would be my prerogative. Yeah.
So what Shamila Mataji was saying, just actually the opposite of that. That what if they just run without the food? So let's tell them that they are hungry, so that when they run to meet him, they also take the food along.
Yeah. So did you hear what she said? Was her audio clear?
Ji Prabhuji.
All right. Yes. Who raised the hand? I think
Prabhuji,
Madhvi.
I did. Yeah. So Prabhuji, that's my thinking. That Gopas tell Brahman wives that he is hungry, so that in that way they will get an opportunity to offer food direct to the Krishna. Like they were doing it to the deities, but here the Lord is present himself, so they have an opportunity to direct serve him. So maybe that's why.
Okay. So to make them do some service is what you are saying.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. Very nice. And my wife said actually that reason is the reason given by Sri Jiva Goswami. That in their excitement, what if they just ran? Because see, this Krishna's excitement is so deep, you cannot predict the mood or the ecstasy of a devotee. It can go either way. Maybe they'll be so happy if there is a gun, they may even shoot you. I'm just making it up on the spot. So sorry, bad joke. But you know, devotees' excitement cannot be predicted. They are so, they can go mad. They can, like, Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Moment he heard the verse of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, he started tearing his hair, and he was wearing nice necklace and everything. He tore it. He tore his dress, and became like a person who had like a fit epilepsy and started rolling on the floor. And before that he was all very nicely dressed and everything, and he became like a complete, like a madman. So you cannot predict what happens to such pure devotees. So they are telling him he's hungry, so don't just run empty handed, because it can happen in their madness. They can just run empty handed. Then who will feed? Maybe Krishna is, he doesn't need to be fed because he's Bhagwan. What about us? Apna kya hoga? So at least for themselves, they are saying, chalo bhai, let's take some food also. So that, you and Krishna will be happy in the bhakti. We will be suffering in hunger. So that is why they also said, Sa anugasya, hum bhi hain. We are also there. So that is one reason. Another reason. There is one more reason. Kind of little similar. But any more tries? Okay, it is getting 2 hours, 7 o'clock. Yes, anybody?
Maybe Prabhuji, because Krishna said that they are always absorbed in me, so they just wanted to see if they are bigger devotees than us, or why Krishna loves them more than us, or something.
More than us. Us means who's the us?
Gopas, Prabhuji.
Okay. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur points out that on seeing the Gopas, and then first they said aviduraha in the previous verse, right? Very close. That Krishna is so close. He's right here. They fainted. They became unconscious in that ecstasy. Wow, Krishna is here. And, finally Krishna is here. And they just fainted. And they went into their trance, into their ecstasy. Then when they will hear, Are, Krishna is hungry, then they will wake up from their ecstasy. Are, oh, we have to do something. My Krishna is hungry, so I have to, start packing the food and take to him. Before that, they were just unconscious. So just on hearing that Krishna is close by, they became unconscious. So to bring them out of their unconsciousness, they had to say, oh, Krishna is hungry. Please do something. Then they woke up. Oh, what? Krishna is hungry? Chalo, let's go. Let's pick up all the food and go. So that is what happens in the next verse, which we will cover next time. Okay, anybody could kindly read the translation here? You read.
I can.
Okay, go ahead. Who want to read? Huh? Yashoda Mataji. Huh, please.
He has come a long way with the cowherd boys and Lord Balrama tending the cows. Now he is hungry, so some food should be given for him and his companion.
Thank you. All right, so that's we'll stop here. 2 hours we went. Sorry, we went long time, but we will continue from here, and then we will see what happens. Again, packed with lot of learning in the next several verses. The mood of the Brahman Patnis. So we are the Brahmanas, like the Brahmanas, but we get to see what pure devotees are like. And we have some goal in mind by looking at the Brahman Patnis, that if we can get a fraction, 0.0001% of the devotion of bhakti as the Brahman Patnis, we will be very, very successful. Or at least we'll be on the fast track. So, to understand the goal of where we should be, or where the direction we should, what does success look like? So that will be demonstrated in the nature of the actions of the Brahman Patnis. So that is what is coming up. What not to be, we discussed. What to be or who to be, we will discuss next. Okay? Anything else? Any questions, comments? All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we will end here. Granthraj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Very nice class. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. We will close the call here.